There we go. There we go. We got you. We got you. We're hiding those summoner spells. It's not Jungle Eve, I swear. You didn't see anything.
So I really apologize, guys. I'm gonna just say something real quick. I'm still here. I'm not gonna let Callan. We know Dark Rookie's probably gonna pick Skarner. That's probably one of his favorite champions. But we're just dealing with a small issue here with replacements on one of the other matches. So I'm still here. Just want to let you guys know. So sorry about that, Callan.
Yeah, no problem. Again, Judgment, it doesn't run magically. I mean, I wish we could just be like hit a button and it would go and then we could just cast, but that's not how it works. We have a bunch of people in the background. We have Hey Kelso on chat typically. We have some awesome standout streamers that, stream chat members, viewers that can help us out too. And then there's also a bunch of us and people in the background tirelessly trying to get people into games correctly and replace players, stuff like that. Because, surprise, people sometimes don't show up for tournaments that they signed up for, which is sad. It's sad for them because we'll never see them again in Judgment. But for other players to get to step in and play, I mean, props to them. They have a chance to win up to $20 in RP for getting first place, plus Triumphant Rise skin, which is pretty badass. And then we also have, 15, 10th, $5 RP on the way down to fourth place. And all you have to do is win one game. And you make at least $5 in RP, and you get to play at least 3 games. So bang for your buck. It's pretty awesome considering this tournament is free. And up here we see Heart Karen rocking the Annie. Oh, Billy. So her Heart Karen is basically been known. Her crutch right now is Annie. Her Annie is actually really stellar mid. It's going to be interesting to see her go against Ahri in mid lane. And what I actually saw a cool article. I forget. Okay, I totally forget. I'm spacing on where it came from. Someone might be able to help me in chat. But there was some article. I think it was maybe from Diff the Ender or someone that was talking about auto attacks and how Annie's range compared to Ahri's is she almost has like 100 range on Ahri. It's like crazy. It's like 75 range maybe. And that, a lot of Annie should be using more auto attacks when they're facing these really top tier, common AP carries like Ahri that you see constantly that carries mid and it's really good in solo queue. But if you're Annie against her, you're not helpless. You actually have auto attacks. And if you want to keep auto attacking Harasser, you have a range advantage that can be used. So it looks like Team Tkrain going for a semi-AoE team comp. We're coming out here. They have the Vlad, the Annie. It's going to be some devastating damage when Vlad's all goes down, followed by a Tibbers. If they're ever able to pull that off. And there are the switches. Looks like Soyruta will be mid. Very common for a lot of support players that are high elo solo queuers to actually take up AP mid. X Special is very well known for that. I think he plays a lot of Ahri actually when he wants to win and is not trying to get better at support, which is hard to do in solo queue. And we will see Dexter on that Tristana being supported by Chawasu on Taric. That is a really scary lane. So Tkrain actually knows very well how to play against this lane. He knows how much burst will come out of that lane at level 2. So he's going to be ready for this hopefully. And I don't think they're going to be able to use that advantage quite as well. And if that is the case, and he's able to, to stave off that early aggression and zoning from Taric and Tristana, then he's actually going to have a really good game against Dexter. And Taric's going to fall off as we get farther into this game.
Okay, I'm back. I think we've got everything solved. Just sorry about that, everybody. And it looks like Callie did a fantastic job covering the picks and bans here. Man, I am excited to see this match. I'm not sure how confident I feel with the double AP squad going against a Jax Mundo. That's a little bit of a scary situation. And but you were saying something about the Annie's range being greater. Is that how does that?
Her auto attack range. So I believe Ahri's auto attack range is something like 550, and Annie's is like 625 for auto attack range. So Annie actually has a huge auto attack range over Ahri, and so what she can do when you're in lane is you can actually auto attack Harasser, and as opposed to just using spells constantly and stuff like that. So in that matchup, and it's something that typically players don't necessarily look at. They just look at okay, I'm an AP caster, like we're gonna trade spells, and they don't think about like, oh, I actually have like this 75 auto attack range. I should try to abuse this.
Yeah. The problem with auto attacking is unlike AoE spells, it actually draws the attention of minions. But if you do it smartly, by all means, I think it's a great. It's definitely an advantage, especially with the recent nerf to. Well, I guess it's not recent. It's probably
It was a while
several
back, but
patches
yeah.
back. But yeah, I think they reduced the damage done by minions by like overall like 15%, give or take.
Yeah, it's kind of funny for anybody that's played the new Smite game that's third person. That game is like what auto-attacking creeps. It reminds me of what creeps used to be. Like, where like it's like if you aggro too many creeps, like you just lost so much health. And now, you know, they've scaled it back enough that they wanted players to be more aggressive. So strategies like trying to use a little bit more auto-attack to harass down your opponent in lane is possible, depending on when you do it in the wave and then how smart you are with it. And Karen, you know, she has a really solid AP mid. She actually kicked butt against Dark Terrors. Actually owned him like I think it was like 5-0 in mid lane at a recent GameClux tournament. So Dark Terrors isn't in this game, but you know it speaks to Dark Terrors is a very good player, captain in Judgment. No one's gonna doubt that guy actually. So Heart Karen's Annie is legit. And oh my god, so I totally blanked. And I don't know why Tkrain banned Janna, but he has Asian Koshi on his team.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Maybe this is all part of the plan.
So everyone who doesn't know, so there is Sanctified, who we've touted. He's the first MVP support of Judgment. He's a great player, what have you. But Asian Koshi is the actual best support I've ever seen, at least on Janna. It's like the best way I heard it described to me is that his reactions are so quick and spot on that it's almost like he has all his SmartCast keys half pressed already. It's like they're already halfway there. Like they're so quick. And so this should be actually really exciting to see. Unfortunately, he's not playing Janna. Unfortunately, he's going to be playing Soraka, but we should see some really good Soraka play out of him. And that'll actually be a key. Like at first we were like, it could have been Sawyer to Dexter. That could have been a really solid bot lane. Don't worry, guys. I'll fix this in a second. It could have been a really solid bot lane, but Tkrain Asian Koshi, I mean, that's a deadly lane. That's as good as it gets. Like that's like I would, I'd give even odds against the Woods Fujin Sanctified lane with that lineup. And just looking over here again, you can see right there, I put up the end of summer LAN that is coming to Seattle. September 22nd and 23rd, we will have League of Legends there. We'll have live Judgment formats, and we will also have StarCraft 2 for you.
Sorry for that side on stream, guys.
No, he's actually really excited about End of Summerland. Don't worry.
I actually am really excited for the Seattle versus End of Summerland. We'll have huge details about the event, the format, and everything coming here next week. You guys, I really hope to get those in the Seattle area and those outside the Seattle area really hyped for this event. I mean, it's going to be a great price, a great venue, great swag, great prizes. Like, I mean, really, for any fan of League of Legends and or StarCraft or the fighting game community, like this is going to be the event to go to after PAX. Like, I can't think of any other event like I would want to go to more. Plus, we're pretty much hosting and running the event, so I mean I'm a little biased, but hey, if you have the ability to make it to Seattle and you're looking for a great event for gaming, that's not MLG, by all means be ready to come to this event. And we're also going to be running some promotional for registrants, for people that have already registered. When registration goes live, once you've registered, we're going to be running like some special promo events where players will get a chance to be entered into tournaments and participate for Riot Points and other swag. So it will pay to register early.
Yes, it will. And then also this weekend, after this tournament, after tonight, we're actually going to go to sleep. We're going to wake up and make the drive to Vancouver because we will be at Vancouver 2012, presented by Asus. This is June 29th to July 1st. We'll be there all weekend. We have some cool production stuff set up there. We're going to have some killer teams. The Breakaway of VVV will be there, and VVV Gaming will be there, which will be interesting. That'll be interesting dynamic to check out for ourselves, to see how those rivals take on each other. Are they able to make it to the finals after their breakup? And some other surprise teams that should be there as well. Some of these players that you're going to be watching tonight on Judgment should be in that tournament. They are from the Vancouver area and really, really good. So definitely check that out. And we're just waiting a couple seconds for the rest of the stuff to be loaded. And again, we'll be feeding you guys some more details as we go throughout the night.
So we do have the teams that are being represented right now. We have Team Tkrain on Graves going against Team Dexter4, who will be playing Tristana. And I know my game hasn't loaded yet. How about yours?
Mine is not loaded. I'm stuck at 99%.
Yeah, that's what I show as well. And
oh, there we go. It's loaded now, finally. Maybe this is the new 4-minute delay from Riot. They make you spend an extra minute in the loading screen.
It's a really cool photo of the Richmond Oval. That's where we'll be this weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's actually in the Richmond Oval. So if anybody doesn't know, when the Olympics happen, they build these stadiums like for speed skating, and then they leave them there, and no one wants to speed skate anymore. So what do? They turn it into a community center, and thus a LAN event has been spawned, and we're going to be at that really stellar venue, and I am beyond excited to have a LAN tournament in there. It's going to be baller. So let me just fix this for you. Highwin can probably lead us in, fill us in with what's going on in the game, and I'll fix it for the stream real quick.
Yeah, looks like both teams moving out pretty quickly. I also have to change the setting. I've got it in the bottom right-hand corner. I hope Riot somehow fixes that at some point. And also, quickly want to let you guys know, I don't know if we're doing a KDA contest for this match. Did we announce one?
We did not announce one, but you know what? I know how good Mr. Tkrain is. I'll make the Facebook post really quickly if you want to cover the jungle invade, and we're going to go with Tkrain. But there is a great charm from Ari, followed up by a jump on, and I'm sorry, that is not a good flash by Vlad, and that's going to be first blood. I'm sure Tkrain, I might get slow after that. You know, he might be demoralized. We'll have to see as we go on. But Tkrain gets his KDA and his CS. I'll make the post on Facebook. Jump on our Facebook page at Raise Your Weapon. Give me a couple seconds, and I'll fill it in.
So I do apologize here. I actually am taking care of a crisis in one another match, and I am going to have to lay down the law. So I'm going to have to mute myself real quick.
Minions have spawned.
All right, the post is up, and we are filling in here. Looks like Red's just going to help clear out those wolves, but they've been pulled really, really far, and Soyruta actually is below half health after all this. He's going to do a pull onto Golem, but he's going to be going to lane very, very low. Looks like he does have 3 health pots. So it'll be interesting to see here. It's kind of an interesting build. I wonder if he actually started... So I wasn't fully paying attention to what was going on, but I don't believe he went back, and he bought a Ward 3 pots and boots, which makes me believe then that he started with Gold Masters maybe, but that doesn't sound... Yeah, that could be right. So he might have... Maybe he accidentally started his support build instead of an AP build, or maybe just he wanted to start with extra gold, and that's part of his strategy by grabbing an early ward for his team. I do not know. Probably ask him later or find out. But he does typically play support, so that could be the scenario that we see right now. Looks like Tkrain and Dexter going at it, and Jax, he's going to be aggressive here. Vlad did miss a little bit of time in lane because he died, but he died so early that he might have actually got back in time, to be honest. 7 CS versus Jax's 8, so yeah, they're pretty even there. And it looks like he's creeping up around the same XP. So I guess he didn't miss too much time there, but he did give up that gold. That gold will go to Jax, who he is laning against, which will make it a little bit harder for him. And as we know, Vlad actually has a really hard time early. He's actually going to get stunned here, and that is no good. That's going to late pool there. But he has a really hard time in lane. He's not going to be super effective until he reaches, that level 9, gets his gun blade, and is able to turn the tables. But until then, Jax is going to have a great time farming. And that's really good for Jax because Jax wants to get through that early game and be really strong. He's going to be able to boss around this Vlad and do perfectly fine. He's actually going to Ignite Vlad now. He's coming in, trying to possibly get a kill. They've both traded Ignites, and if she actually took that turret hit, probably would have fell. So,
yeah,
good
he would have
little
probably
chicken play.
I think he was really trying to hope to get to that transfusion. The problem with being level 3 as Vladimir and having to take that early pull is that he's only got 1 point transfusion, which means the cooldown is like 10 seconds. So, I mean, right now, it's going to be kind of a sketchy trade going on here. I know Skarner is nearby, and I think they want to bait Jax into potentially going here. What you could do as Vlad is just pop your pull really early, be like, "Loops, I popped my pull."
And there's the pull and a flash after to try to get the hit, but he actually missed the last hit. He's going to take the turn hit. Had to commit, saw Skarner behind him, and he's actually going to give up a kill to Vlad. And that is actually really, really good for Vlad. It looks like Ari and Mundo are not in the vicinity to rotate up and try to pick off a kill there. So Skarner actually just might get some extra XP here and just get a little bit ahead of Mundo. Looks like he just hits level 5 right there.
The good news for Jax is actually will come back and eventually counter Vlad in lane. You know, the pull is on such a low cooldown that Jax, you know, obviously if Jax gets any sort of support from Mundo, that they can force Vlad to pull and then be really aggressive on him and go hard. So, you know, giving up 1 death, first blood already given up. So giving up that death there, not such a big deal.
Yeah, they basically traded and stabilized up there currently. Looks like some great warding in the tri-brush. And interesting ward actually up here in red is actually in the bush. I haven't seen a lot of people keep placing the ward back in that place. It seems like old school to me. A lot of people will shade it up a little bit towards Dragon to actually catch that bottom entrance below blue sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I actually still to this day ward that same spot when and I know I should probably be a little more aggressive and either place it in that tri-bush or further up along Dragon. But yeah, like when you just mentioned old school, I'm like, ooh, he's talking about me.
Well, I mean, it feels safe. I think players naturally gravitate towards, you know, warding brush because it's like it's invisible plus it's invisible again. It's in the brush, like it's safer. Like I don't know. It just seems a very common way. And the only other thing is like if someone did come down and camp that brush, you know, if they enter that brush and you don't have a ward in there, you don't know if they're still there. You know, chances are they are, but they could blue pill out and kind of zone you out effectively by just showing themselves there really quickly if you don't have a ward there. But again, you know, mind games, fun little stuff.
So I'm just looking around here, just kind of seeing. Oh, before I do that, Jax, here it is. So this is what I was talking about. Jax having that short cooldown gap closer can really just bully Vlad out of lane until Vlad hits, you know, level 9 when he gets that lower cooldown on transfusion. And then even for, you know, as they move further beyond that, Jax just still has a really nice matchup. Oh,
there's that burst onto Tkrain down low. Will he be able to survive? He's just trying to jump away. Dexter really wanted to put another hit on there, and it's not going to be enough. Tkrain will fall, and this is not what he wants to do. He doesn't want to have to fall behind it. There's that early burst that I was talking about, the burst potential that is between Tristana and Tarek. They can put it on you really, really fast, and he fell asleep for a second, and he's going to have to pay for it.
On the bright side, he's not going to lose that many waves to the turret. They just finished last hitting most of the minions, so it won't be
being caught in transition. She actually will be charged and ignited. Will she be able to escape? Uses her stun, but Ari actually has her ult. There's no way she's going to get out of that. Soy Rita picking up a kill mid, and right now Red, you know, they're getting some kills in the bottom lane and the mid lane and starting to win those ones, and they're looking pretty good early here.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do if I'm Skarner is I'm going to just pick a lane and camp it. And I don't know if that's going to be top, if that's going to be mid, or bot lane. As a jungler, I typically look for who's ever actually winning the lane, and just so I can help them win even harder. Uh-oh, and here we go. Jax going again on Vlad. A lot of aggression. You know, and this is kind of what we expect. We expect this to be kind of a back and forth, where Jax is going to be really aggressive. Vlad may have to bait him back into a turret. They might need for Skarner to come out. But it looks like Skarner will probably grab blue. I don't know if he's going to donate to Annie, and then he'll probably go for a top or mid gank.
It looks like Skarner's just going to keep it to himself. And, you know, one of the advantages is the fact that, you know, they have seen from this Jax that he is very, very aggressive, that they do have that potential. Looks like blue's resetting a little bit here. Going to make Ari have to spend a little bit more mana to pick it off. Luckily, she does have it. But, you know...
Sorry,
but like you were saying, you know, he could make a move up there. You know, Jack's backing off right now, but since he is being, you know, very transparently aggressive onto Vlad, it's a very good bait potential, and Vlad has a really good potential to actually bait other players with his pool.
I was going to say, Soyaruta is actually a support player, main support player for the higher elo teams here in the Pacific Northwest. Also in solo queue, pretty big advocate in the UW scene. You'll see him, active within the forums, within the community. I know I get a lot of my good, like, oh my God, look what the big fancy thing on the League of Legends, forum board is today, off of from his posts. Ooh, Karen eating that charm.
He's actually been throwing them out really, really well. It's actually pretty impressive. And Skarner actually might feed himself a Mundo right here in the jungle, has those slows, and he's going to take red. He's going to have his cake and eat it too. And there's a stun onto Soyaruta and trying to put some harass in there, but she's not winning the battle.
Yeah, she's not winning these trades, but she does have T-Bomb
and she does have a Skarner, although he does not have an ult. So I think if Skarner had his ult there, actually, he would have had something if Annie had all her stuff up, which she appears to have.
But even just showing up in lane is going to force her to ult away, which is great. Annie should be able to get some free farming here, catch back up. Only about 10 CS behind. That's not terrible. And after she picks up this minion wave, she'll probably be able to go back and be on with equal, and near equal gold, minus the kill, and the gold for 10. KG's lucky pick for Ahri.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting build. I don't know if you caught it when I was talking about it earlier. Actually, Vlad and Jax are trading up here. They're going to trade, and it looks like, yes, Cyber is going to live, and he's going to pull off another kill. So I'm actually really impressed with this Vlad being able to recover. Like, a lot of players, they'll get discouraged when they die early and not be able to come back. Great ult by Dexter, push away and follow up by the stun. And, they're going to need to beat feet as fast as possible to see this Ahri coming in here, and they will get out just in time. But I have to say, props to the Vlad, for making a good comeback here.
Yeah, both these teams are looking pretty evenly matched. One thing to note from this judgment here in Judgment 6 is like almost all the captains are going to be ranged AD. They're notorious for a ranged AD. So it's kind of like captains dueling in the bot, like with their supports.
They've actually baited in Chiwasu here. He's actually going to flash out of this, but Skarner is going to flash in, and he's actually going to get Dexter, which is actually, if we know anything from Raise Your Weapon, Dexter's bane actually is this Skarner, and Skarner's going to take down Taric. The casualty, Dexter going to be able to escape. But, I remember a famous RYW game we had where we ended up losing. I believe it might have been against the VVV game. And he got Skarner ulted like 8 times in the game during key team fights and got killed.
Yeah, it was correct? We're like, just buy a QSS! He was like, no, I don't need one. And we're like, yes, you do! But yeah, Karen not winning these trades, but, she's not falling that far behind in farming. And I think with a little bit of assistance, she might be able to come back here, catch Ahri out of position, because Ahri is playing a bit of aggressive here, hit her with the T-bomb, and really just like, hey, look, I can play this game too. That's kind of like, that's that great feeling when you're like, you finally punish a player for being really aggressive.
Oh, great stun on her turret! There's the punishment right there. It's gonna be a trade. But great, smart play right there, stunning Ahri underneath turret, and Vlad in a little bit of trouble now. He's going to pool early, but I don't know if he's going to be able to escape. The exhaust is on him. The cleaver is on him. He has no other escape mechanisms, and it looks like Jack's going to pick up the kill top, so that top lane just trading back and forth. Each one getting a little bit of help. Tkrain backing off a little here. He's going to farm the golems, which is a good idea. Again, if you don't have room, you don't feel comfortable farming out in your main lane, you can just come back here really quickly if you have time and pick up those golems, get some more gold. And Darkaruki really hates Ultimate Avenger, and he's going to ult him yet again, pull him back away from his turret, use that red buff, and pick up a kill. And Jax doesn't want any part of that. He's like, I don't have enough health. You go do your thing, Skarner.
And this is great, too, because Darkaruki was shut down in Judgment 5. He's probably one of the very few people that managed to make it into both. Darkaruki playing as a replacement, an alternate here for this event. Team TK Reign's first pick, Yukito, did not show up, didn't respond, got picked, first pick as a jungler, and just wasn't available. So, we knew Darkaruki would have an opportunity to play tonight as a substitute. So he's here, and it's good, showing us here that his Skarner will not be beat by Mundo. I feel like it's a little bit more of it's a vengeful play tonight.
Yeah,
I want to say it was Antran who shut him down as Mundo.
Yes, Antran actually did a really, really good job in that game, and was actually really impressive as a jungler. I actually really liked his jungle play, because typically I do see him as an AP mid and he can be a little bit reckless at times. But, you know, he's high risk, high reward, putting him in AP mid. But his jungle was actually really solid. So good to see that, and good to see Darkaruki coming back here in Judgment 6. Do-overs. You know, if we have judgments every week, we're going to take a break for July 4th, but we do run judgment constantly. So if you have a bad judgment, you always have a time to come back.
And I think we've got Vlad and Jax going on here. There's the Ignite. Wow, I can't believe the Ignite's already back up. There's the late pull, but it's not going to beat the Ignite.
Yeah, the unfortunate part, too, is like it's kind of like double bad, because like you pull to not take more damage, but then you lose life. So it's like it almost like kills you too at the same time. So it's really tough to deal with Ignite for Vlad, because one, you get less healing, and two, you're still just taking more damage when you're already low. It's like Skarner making a little appearance here in mid. Saruta using his ult to actually get away and then hop back in there and be like, hey, I'm still here. I'm not going to run away completely.
But Skarner's flash will be up here in about 15-20 seconds. He does have his ult. I'm not sure if he's going to try and bust it on top, or if he's going to circle around and maybe come back from mid, now that he knows that Ahri's ult's going to be down for the next 30-60 seconds.
Looks like he's just heading top here, probably going to take some CS and stop it from getting getting lost to the tower. Ooh, Asian Koshi with a disconnect. It looks like It looks like everybody DCing or just backing, I guess, at that point. All right, he's back. He's back already. So, all right, not everybody DCing. Everybody just deciding to blue pill. So Skarner ran up there. He's like, hey, he's like, all right, I'm here. I'm gonna blue pill now. Tkrain taking a lot of poke, but Asian Koshi, you know, those heals from Striker are getting a little bit more potent now, able to get back a lot of that health. And there is a pause, so maybe Asian Koshi, maybe he disconnected again, or there's some disconnect, and there's a pause going down.
Yeah, there might be that Asian Koshi has artifact or fragment minions, or can't see a champion. Yeah,
that's very typical. When you DC a lot, you'll see just dead bodies. Looks like we're just going to come back here really quickly.
Here in chat, it says that there was a teammate that DC'd, but they unpaused it pretty quickly.
All right, yeah, so good deal there. And thanks to Riot for finally giving us a pause feature in custom games.
Is there a hotkey for that? Do you know? I'm sure there is.
I do not know, but there should be. Maybe chat will tell us.
Yeah, if you're in chat and you know how to use the pause feature, by all means, let us know. I bet you if you hit escape, there's probably a quick pause or something. Not for us, obviously, because we can't pause it during spectating. But here's the Skarner ult. There is the stun, but I don't see a Tibbers. It's not off of cooldown. And I don't think we're going to see a death here, because all of a sudden directed camera has jumped down to bot lane.
Oh, we are going to see a death. It might be Darkaruki, but will he be able to escape this? It looks like he will have enough speed to escape out of this. Great work there. And that, that's really unfortunate. Maybe just a little bit of a miscommunication there, not with Karen, so not knowing that they had Tibbers, because they definitely need Tibbers if they want to try to burst down Ahri fast enough.
Yeah, if you do the math on Annie's DPS, because she's a beta champ, she's got old school ratios. Even though they have been tweaked, but over half of her damage comes from her ultimate. Just based on the way the scaling, and if you use auto attack from Tibbers and the aura. So whenever you want to do your full combo and you want to guarantee a kill, you want to commit with Tibbers. And the worst thing in the world to do as Annie is just whiff a T-bomb.
Yes.
If you just absolutely drop it and hit nothing, because they flash or something, that's just ooh.
Which a tip for aspiring Annies too is, if your Ahri gets a single target, especially someone like Ahri that has a dash and can basically foil or dodge your Tibbers, use your Q attack first. It might give them a little bit of time to do the first dash, but it'll lock them in place long enough that you can follow up with the rest of your AoE spells and Tibbers and actually be able to pick up the kill. And there we see Jax pick up another kill on Vlad. And Vlad, they're trading back and forth. I felt like Vlad was playing a pretty solid game and maybe figured this Jax out, but Jax has come back and actually picked up the last 2 kills, one with help from the jungle and one just on his own. And that's something to be scared of as we move further in this game, because Jax could definitely be one of those characters that gets fed enough. He's just going to dive in on Tkrain and actually negate a lot of Tkrain's ability to participate in team fights.
I'm going to go ahead and just step up for Tkrain and say, come at me, bro.
Well, I mean, you see he ripped his sleeves off, so he's ready. He has the come at me, bro skin rocking right now.
The hired gun graves.
He's got his shades on. He got his chops.
Oh, Skarner's coming in. High side does have his ult. I don't think he's going to bust it. He doesn't have flash. We're going to see, it's just kind of showing the bot lane, hey, I'm nearby, just to let you know.
Yeah, think about me. Keep warding. Which actually, Red's been doing a great job of warding. It looks like Karen finally started to lose. This turret's getting low enough to the point where mid, if they really want to, can take it at any point here. Looks like the stun from Chiwasu was a little bit ahead of his AD, but, just kind of zoned Tkrain out, even if Dexter didn't want to commit.
Looks like Kyoshi wants to go back. Probably wants to finish that Heart of Gold, get that second GP per 10 item. Looks like Tarek also went back, finished his as well. In the support battle. And meanwhile we've got a little bit of...
Yeah, Darkery put a lot of pressure onto Ari, but Ari just doesn't really care at all. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to keep running away. Moo's going to help me out. And hopefully he's not actually trying to steal that blue, but it looks like he is. And now he might get caught out here. Tarek trying to run down here and help out. Bottom lane rotating up now. Dexter has it done. He's going to come behind. Bottom lane might do well to turn onto Tristana. Andy coming in there with the Timbers and the stun. Will they be able to pick it off? Tkrain getting stunned now, getting focused, flashes into the wall a little bit. Asian Koshi trying to heal him, trying to get him out of this safe, but he is stunned. He's going to quick draw to get a little bit more distance. They will not have another stun for him. Looks like they will be safe and get out of that. Meanwhile, Annie heading into this brush using Timbers first to check it. Vlad rotating down now. She should have just went in, should have noticed that Ari actually didn't have enough mana to do anything to her. And she should have just been full bore in there, but maybe she didn't see that in that brush chase. You never know.
Yeah, it might have been like a little bit of a communication issue. I know a lot of times it's hard to see that on screen if you're chasing someone and you've got some assistance coming in off screen. So usually, like what I'll do is I'll be like, "Hey, go in. I'm nearby. Like that type of communication is great for those situations. And it looks like Tristana caught somewhat between the turrets here. I don't know if she was just solo farming or creep wave, but this turret's going to go down here to a minion.
Yeah, Dexter actually taking advantage of the fact that Tkrain and Asian Koshi had to back there after that last engagement. Just basically did the top farm kind of thing where you sit behind the turret, farm the creeps, make sure the turret denies the max number of creeps, and, just laugh as you kill their turret. And that's what he's doing. Dexter ahead right now. Finishes Infinity Edge. Tkrain a little bit behind, doesn't have that crit cloak, and just waiting to get that and finish his Infinity Edge as well so we can match him. A lot of times I've actually seen Tkrain actually go... he will go the Bloodthirster route, and Bloodthirster is a pretty good item. It's cheaper than Infinity Edge, but at the end of the day, the Infinity Edge is going to be the real damage dealer, and when you get to Tristana, you need to be able to put out damage back, because Tristana's range is going to be better than yours, and she is a hyper carry, so you have to be able to match her in damage, otherwise you're going to be out of luck when it comes to those late game team fights.
So I'm just looking around here at some of the statistics. In terms of just advantage, the jungle advantage is now heavily leaning towards blue team. What I would like to see with that advantage in gold is probably an Oracles. I think it would help them because right now the red team's map control is really strong. Oh, and there's the ult, but
the Q stun, but it's not enough damage. So we're just too tanky. Going to be able to use a little bit of that lifesteal to get out of this. Mundo rotating it now. Charm's coming down. Heartcare just trying to keep her distance. Getting some damage. She will pick up a kill onto Mundo, but Saru's going to jump in there. He has the double buff now. Switched over to her, but it looks like Skarner might pick this up. This is so close right now. He will get it, but he will fall fighting the turret. So they will trade him mid. Saruta picking up a double kill there. And if we look at the kills, Jax and Soiruta right now actually having most of the kills for their team. They have 10 of the 11 kills, and their kills are exactly where their team wants them. Where if we look at Tkrain's team, a lot of the kills are on Skarner. And as we get later in the game, Skarner is a great character. He can initiate for you, but you want a lot of those kills on your carries. So good on Skarner for getting that jungle advantage. But right now, the kill advantage or the gold advantage is definitely going to the carries for the red team.
Yeah, I mean, Skarner can be some of those late carry junglers, especially like in solo queue. That's what makes him so strong. But a problem is, his range on his ult, which is what he uses to initiate, is very short, and it can be interrupted. And and he's not really going to be pumping out a lot of DPS. Although it does look like he's rushing Triforce, or at least he does have the Sheen.
Quick engagement onto Dexter. Annie is rotated down, but she's not going to engage in on there. Looks like Skarner even coming bottom. I mean, that's a heavy response to early bottom. Looks like Ultimate Avenger seeing this with good map awareness, and they've warded up the entire jungle for blue, that bottom jungle, that now he knows this is perfectly safe to actually take this dragon. This will be the first dragon of the game, and it will go to red team. They're going to get an even bigger lead at this point, And they're just doing a great job overall of snowballing. Jax has been able to keep that advantage top and just keep farming up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the CS in here, and you've got Michael here on Tristana with about a 60, 70 CS lead. That's pretty good in this situation, considering Graves has Soraka that can actually pump mana, and which allows Graves to farm probably with basically infinite mana and use Buckshot to farm. I think just the aggression and the fact that they don't have that bot turret to really extend the laning phase has been detrimental.
Yeah, definitely. If we look at the gold again, like I was saying earlier, the carries, we look at the carries for the red team. Tristana's almost at 8K, Jax is at 7.3K, and then Ahri's almost at 9K. And if you look at the carries for the blue team, Tkrain just barely creeping up on 6K, Annie just barely creeping up on 6K, Vlad's, he's halfway to 6K, but they're really, really far behind. They're all about 1 or 2K gold behind the enemy carries, and that is not a position you want to be in a game of League of Legends. And Ahri already level 17. That is crazy. He's going to come in here and he's going to feast on Asian Koshi. Unless you do awesome baller teleports away, but Saruta doesn't care in. Dash in there almost picks up a kill. Will Asian Koshi be able to survive? No, he won't. I'm sorry, but that was pretty awesome play.
I can't tell if that was
Asian Koshi was away, but Saruta just doing work. But Dexter's going to be picked up here. Now they've actually might have something here. Might be able to turn around a ton of burst damage. Dexter falling asleep at the wheel a little bit there. And can Darkrugi catch up here? The stun, they should be able to pick up this kill. Saruta coming back in here, putting a lot of damage on a Tkrain, who is now out of mana. Does not have his mana battery there to fill him back up. But great little play, comeback play by Blue right there. They had that kill. They lost their support. But oh well, they were able to pick up the enemy AD carry and their support.
Yeah, and they were able to pick up that Oracle. So that was great. That's one thing you don't want to do if you're going to buy an Oracle in this earlier on in the game, is then turn around and just lose it immediately. But, that's what happens. You buy an Oracle, you use it, you got this big pink dot on you that says, "Come kill me!" So, I don't think it's a big, hurt to Taric right now. It looks like he's building towards, he's probably going to go Aegis, because Mundo is building Bruiser-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting build from him. But yeah, Aegis is a really great build always for Taric, so a lot of supports like to go Shraylers Reverie for the engagement potential, the escape potential, but we're not quite to that stage, and Aegis is just so beneficial to a team, especially stacking with Tark's armor aura, and Jax is beating feet here, getting chased down there. There's the flash by Darkrugi, doesn't get an ult down, slowed him down. Will we finally see it? Looks like there it is. He's going to pull him out of turret range, but Dexter is in range, so unless they blow him up now, this is bad engagement for Blue, and I think it's going to be a triple kill in favor of the red team. And there we go, 3 for 1. So they got their target, but it was a little bit of an overextending. I'm sure Tkrain not really pleased with this team right now, probably asking what they're up to. And, that happens a lot. The chases do happen. And, for the blue team, they actually have a lot of vision refocused around Dragon, but they don't have a lot of vision around Baron. It looks like Red's preparing for that a lot better at this point. And blue, they just didn't see the rotation coming up from red team and just got a little bit too greedy there. And Dexter...
all in here on wow. Tkrain.
And that is, the sign of a really good AD. Someone's like, hey, I know the enemy team's down. I know I can beat this guy. I know he's going to have to run. I'm just going to get up in his face and send him back to the fountain.
Meanwhile, a blue still coming up for the red team. And I think Dexter be like, oh, what the hell? I'll take it.
Yeah, why not? Get some more cooldown those rocket jumps, be able to reposition himself in team fights, and just murder face. Right now, he is working on a Phantom Dancer, it looks like. Tkrain does have his Infinity Edge, so at least damage potential-wise, he's not terribly behind, but he's still behind.
So Tkrain's actually going down the bot lane to pick up some farm, but if the red team notices this, they might just run straight to Baron. They have the ward coverage, although it looks like Jackson to catch Skarner out of position here.
That's not necessarily the guy you want to go to. Skarner's pretty tanky at this point, and focusing on him is not exactly what they want to do. He's going to do a little sats move, dive in there, put some damage on, back out. Looks like Tkrain's cleared the lane that he wanted to. He's also feasted a little bit on golems possibly, and so now he's actually going to be in range enough to actually go support a Baron possibly if red team decides to do that.
Now boss mode Baron still in effect here. For those that don't know, Baron has been slightly bugged since the recent patch, and it has not been hotfixed to my knowledge. And if you take a look at Baron and actually click on him, you'll see that his attack speed says 0.2, and which would mean that he attacks 0.2 times per second, and that's really slow, right? It's like it's like he's going to attacking like every 2 seconds. He might attack once, and I mean, don't quote me on my math here, but long story short is Baron goes practically rage mode and is attacking like 2 times per second, which is or hitting really hard and really fast. So recently, it's been kind of people have been calling it Garen Nasher or I mean it's just fun to watch teams go for Baron and just get shocked by the DPS that's coming out of Baron.
Yeah, it's a rude awakening. It looks like Blue finally got a ward down around Baron, which is good for them. They didn't actually have vision earlier. It looks like Baron could still be snuck if they really wanted to from the blue team. They only have a ward down there on that corner. They don't actually have a ward in Baron Pit. So if Red really want to, if they knew the vision control that is on the map currently, they possibly could make a move. It looks like they're just going to go down, get Dragon, and get a little bit more ahead. Blue not fully committing and responding yet. Now they are. They're finally rotating down there. See, Red has Dragon almost down. They do have it. Now they're just going to beat feet, but Skarner going to try to catch one person out. If he can do that, they probably will be able to get a kill. And Saruta tempting fate there. Very, very close to Darkaruki, but it's going to use those slows that she has right now from that Rylai Scepter and still be able to possibly get away. And now Darkaruki's still in there, and in comes Jax. Going to jump onto a carry. If he can, he gets a triple stun. That is clutch play. Heart Karen going down, getting off her Tibbers just in time before she falls. It looks like Cyber is definitely going to fall as well. Tkrain just needs to beat feet and get out of here. A great kill for the red team, and we might actually see them, if they think they can do it, they might be able to try to pull off a Baron at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they have any problem doing Baron here, but it looks like they're going to...
just giving it up, thinking maybe he didn't feel like he could escape still. But that is unfortunate. And there's actually Surrender. That's actually why he gave up his kill. So Surrender from Team Tkrain at 30 minutes in. I guess his team decided that they couldn't pull this one out. They were too far behind.